Hello, everybody. It's me, TONIK TZW, or as it is in this game, OGGT TONIK. It stands for Old Guys Game 2. And yes, I'm feeling my age at the moment. But this one's on the free to play account. It's in the Tier 4 American Tech Tree Cruiser, the Omaha, which I took out to try and get myself some fire. So as you can see, I'm not fully maxed out on my commanders, certainly not there on Kuznetsov, who's only a level 5 non-legendary, and Madden, who I think is 11 legendary 2 there. So not the biggest of inspirations, not the biggest of captain, not the toughest of ships, and it looks we have got a full game of noobs, a full game of chum the waters with the noobs. But everybody knows that the Omaha is a ship that is literally a floating dev strike waiting to happen. And let me tell you that I did think that that dev strike was going to come on more than one occasion. And we had a noob DD who didn't understand that an open cap is an invitation for him to go and earn himself some XP. And instead, he just continued to sail around trying to torpedo things. I'm in the lead here. I don't particularly want to be in the lead. There is another Omaha behind me, and he's going to pick up a couple of kills, but in doing so, he's going to leave himself a little bit open, and let's just say that only one of us is going to survive the match. At least I think only one of us survives the match. But we're pushing forward. The carrier is coming for us, and what I'm doing is I'm putting a hard turn in here. He looks like he's coming in for the drop, so we're going to keep that drop going and keep him adjusting his planes. But I think he gives up on me and goes for the guy behind me because he realizes he isn't going to get that drop on. Now, this guy behind me started his turn a little bit too late, and it looks like he may well eat a torpedo. Well, we've pulled a 180, now we're going to pull a 360, and for whatever reason, everybody seems to be sitting at the back of the map. I'm guessing it's state normal, because it is low tier, it's a tier 3, tier 4 game. There's bound to be a lot of newer players down here who have yet to have the full experience of playing World of Warships Legends. They're just cutting their teeth. They're still suckling on their mother's breasts. They're still shitting in their nappies. Am I allowed to say shitting? I think I am, aren't I? Or maybe I should say sitting in their nappies. But I'm going to put some fire out there on that Königsberg. We can get across the top here. But it looks like the majority of Red Team have pushed towards the one cap. And they have left this side of the map pretty wide open, but I'm having a look around because I don't know what's going on there. But I did take a torpedo, probably because I wasn't paying attention. But there we go. We've got everything out there. It's in range, and I'm thinking, oh, wait a second. No, not him. I want that little ship there. I want that destroyer. So, destroyer spotted. Everybody should be shooting at the destroyer. But of course, not everybody is going to, because half the team are hiding behind islands, and the other half are so far back that they'd never hit it in a month of Sundays. My second salvo goes a little bit wild, but we're going to put another salvo out there, try and get some hits on him. Yes, we do. Lead him a little bit more. Somebody's fired a full salvo of AP at him there. I don't know who that was. But he disappears from sight as we manage to slip between those two torpedoes. But the destroyer goes out to a torpedo from our, I think it was a Matsuki, wasn't it? Which is great, because that means that Red Team don't have a destroyer, and we do. And that should mean that it's going to be an absolute field day for our Matsuki. I'm pushing down. I'm heading for the cap. I know I'm sailing broadside to everything. There's still battleships out here, and you're all thinking, TONIK, mate, you are rolling the dice the wrong way as this Emil Bertrand comes around the corner. But I'm after fires in this one, which is why I didn't switch to AP. Lucky I didn't, because he's turned in. But we're going to put some more shots out there. We're going to keep the salvos on. We are trying to look at how many ships are targeting us. It's one of the reasons that I'm running Scott with the one that tells me how many ships are targeting me. And we're going to keep focusing on this guy, which you'd think that one of the battleships would be able to absolutely nuke. But the Omaha picks up the kill there. We get our third kill assist of the game, and the Phoenix is heading in that direction too. Now, we haven't yet spotted the CV, but there is a cluster of red team ships out there that I don't really want to get close to. But we get our first kill on the Phoenix with 13,000 damage. Now we can see where the planes are coming from, but I'm thinking if I push out past this island, I am going to be broadside to the rest of Red Team. They've lost 4 ships to our 2. And I'm still wondering what our destroyer is doing and where he is going. And we're trying to slide between these torpedoes here because I'm very, very wary of everything that is there on the bottom end. And there we have an Arkansas FE. Now, I did say this was a low-tier game, but for anybody that doesn't know, the FE stands for Founders Edition, which means that this guy has been in the game since the very, very beginning, and the Arkansas has a lot of guns, and I'm kind of baiting him into a bit of a broadside there. He picks up a high caliber. We're only, 5.5 minutes into the game, so he's doing all right for himself. He's obviously been shooting at a lot of things, but my saving grace here. Sorry, somebody just invited me to a Legends party. My saving grace here is the fact that I have the speed to get away from him, but there's a Texas there as well, because the Arkansas's dispersion at range, as I take a little bit of a tickle on the bottom, and not a pleasant one either. And we've got the Montecacholi coming this way as well, and the Texas, so they're all running away from a B-cap, and they're all coming in this direction. Now, if you look at the mini-map, you'll see that I have a cluster of islands around me, and all I'm trying to do at the moment is trying to stay alive, but bait these guys into wasting all their shots on me, and hoping that our destroyer is actually going to turn around and head towards the capture point. Here we go, the De Ruyter is having a shot at us, so we're going to turn our attention to him, see if we can get a few more fires, because that's what we're playing for. It's why we're not firing AP, we're playing for fires. What are we up to now? We've got a few there, we've got a handful, and we're going to keep whaling it on as well, using our range, using our fast reload. That guy damage controlled the fire, but he's now got double fires that he's going to have to deal with. And the carrier is coming in for us again. Now, I can't hit the battleships from where I am now, otherwise I would be rotating my salvos. Our destroyer still doesn't want to go near a wide open capture point as the carrier comes in to have another crack at us, and we'll sail between those 2 torpedoes there. And then we'll just slow down a little bit because we're at almost maximum range now with this guy, and just trying to get the last few shots on him, but he's turning to get all of his guns on. We're very, very wary of how close we are getting to those 2 battleships. And at some point here, there we go, there's another fire, and there is kill number 2. And here comes Mr. Arkansas FE again. And that ping on the map is out of sheer frustration to say, look, DD, get on that damn cap. It's going to make winning this game a hell of a lot easier. But in doing that, I'm having to take my eye off what the Texas and the Arkansas are doing. Now, yes, I can start fires on these guys, but their AP salvos can literally one-shot me from full health. I've only got half my health. In fact, I've got a little bit less than half a health. And so I'm going to have to play a little bit careful because I'm right up against the map border, not where I want to be. I've slowed down, I've slammed it into full reverse because I think that those guys are going to think that I am going to turn hard onto this border and they are going to put a salvo on me. But look at that, there's some torpedoes going in against the Arkansas, and I believe they completely miss. but going dark now is going to give me the opportunity to push back up this side of the map again. The destroyer is sat in his smokescreen, and I'm again pinging the map saying, will somebody please go and get that capture point? Because as you all know, it is 3 points for every 5 seconds that you hold a cap. And if you times that 3 by 12 for the number of 5 seconds in 1 minute, that is 36 points for every minute that you hold a cap. Now, I did my bit in pushing down here with the other Omaha and taking this cap. We're giving our team the advantage, but they just don't seem to want to try and have a bit more of an advantage. And now I'm going to start shooting again. Now look at that. As soon as I fire my guns, both the Texas and the Arkansas are both straight onto me. Those guns are all pointing in my direction. The Montecacholi is there as well. And I'm thinking that I'm in a total world of hurt. And as I'm slowing down here to basically try and get their shots to go across the top like that, there's a tip for playing cruisers. If you're going away, they're going to lead ahead of you. So if you slam it in reverse, there's a good chance that those shots are going to go across the top of you. So we're going to go on the Texas again because we know he has damage controlled a fire as we lose our little Dougie. And our destroyer has finally figured out that he can go onto a capture point. It isn't like the big wall in Mexico that you can't get over. You can sail straight past that one and drop into that cap. And 1 minute later, as if by magic, you get a little flag pop up in your ribbons. And at the end of the game, you get a lot of lovely XP to go with it. And some credits. Again, we're playing with the throttle here. I think that Texas may have gotten wise to my little trick, but he has got a permanent fire on him, and I think I'm going to add a second one to that as well. But still, the remainder of the team are at the back of the map, and I'm praying to God for these guys to push in and actually help me out here. Our Texas picks up, I think it was a Confederate there. I get another fire on that guy, and he goes out of the game. But I've still got 2 ships chasing me, and the carrier is still out there somewhere. We're down to a little under 33% of our hit points in this one. The Arkansas is still pushing, and I'm trying to get as far away as I can. But the Montecacholi is a nasty piece of work. I'm offering up a broadside because I'm tired of that Arkansas disappearing. We've got a destroyer in the game, and surely he should be able to keep that spotted for us. But no, he keeps disappearing. There we go. We're down to just a whisker over 5,000 hit points, and I'm just waiting to be knocked off this map and back to port. High caliber and Confederate in one salvo. We're against the white line. Montecacholi is zigging and zagging a little bit. We're going to try and get turned bow in. We're on 3 kills. There's 3 ships left in the game. So potentially on for a crack in this game. But having had the destroyer finally go onto the capture point as I'm down to 2,500 hit points, I know that everybody is going to be looking at me, and I'm praying that this guy will please burn down and die. But there he goes, and I was just thinking then that I could potentially get on that Arkansas and go for the big old Kraken, but it wasn't to be because we did take the point. It's my own fault for wishing that the destroyer would take the cap, because that kind of ticked us up a little bit quick. But we didn't get dev struck in the opening 30 seconds of the game, and check this out. We break through 3,000 base XP in a tech tree tier 4 cruiser, the Omaha. That is absolutely massive. And on this account, that is a new personal best for base XP on the Omaha. So if you've enjoyed that one, watching me nearly get blown back to port on numerous occasions, smash the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and as always, until next time, take care of yourselves, and goodbye.